Home defense. We got, I just saw it under the glass and said, man, pull that out. That's freaking awesome. So we're just going to take a look at this. So what we got, Ron?
Well, we got Smith and Wesson's Revolver here. It's out of the Performance Center. If you look at that little guy right there.
Little guy.
Yeah, little guy. So this is built, this is a 357 Magnum 8-shot cylinder. So they do a 6-shot and a 7-shot on the medium-sized frame. This is on the 44 Magnum size frame, on the end frame they call it, from Smith and Wesson. This is the Performance Center, so it's a little bit more jacked up. You know, it's got the rail system underneath here that you can put a laser on, flashlight on. If you want to go all kinds of wild, there are all kinds of bipod, you know, whatever you want to do. It's got the rail on top, so you can put a red dot scope on top of it. You got an 8-shot cylinder. I mean, look how many holes is in that thing, man. That's got some holes in it. That is very impressive.
It's a holy gun.
It's a holy cow gun, indeed. But you got a white dot front sight on that. If you look at that front sight on it, and just a standard split rear on it. So they designed this gun for like you know, 3-gun competitions, very specific competitions that they want to have 8 rounds in. So these guys are competing a lot against the 8-shot 1911 gun. So if you see Jerry Michalek, he's shooting a similar type style of a gun in some of his shoots with this little 357. This is a model 327 out of the Performance Center. A very phenomenal gun. You pick that thing up, I mean, it just fits the hand so nice. A lot of people are using this in self-defense or just target shooting. Self-defense, having 8 rounds in that cylinder, I mean, you know, you go back to the Clint Eastwood line, you know, do you feel lucky, punk? Did I shoot 5 or 6 rounds? Well, this one, did I shoot 7 or 8? You know, very, very cool gun. Definitely look it out there. A little bit on the pricier side. They're about $1,200, but anything custom-wise on things these days is going to be in that price range. So definitely check it out. Awesome. It's very cool. It's got interchangeable front sights so you can pull out blades-wise and install other ones on there. But you look at the front end of this one. You got a lightweight chassis over the top of the barrel, like a lot of the titanium, you know, aluminum scandium type guns have on them. That's basically what they've done in this one. Put a sleeve over the top of the barrel. It's got the little barrel nut on the end of it there. So you have a gun that looks big and heavy, but actually is quite light and weight.
Yeah, this thing is gorgeous. I was playing with this a little bit earlier, and I mean, that trigger is just fine. I mean, you know, you can, I hate to let this snap on there, but you can, wow, that kind of slipped.
It's got trigger job, and from the Performance Center,
yeah,
they come custom with their trigger
like
job smoothed
2 pounds or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's going to be in that range.
So this is, you know, so here's the thing, right? God, I love that, man. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if your kids are watching this, then they can get at least counting to 8, you know, right there, and they can get their homework done. Alrighty, so here's the deal, right? Be aware, if you're going to have something like this for home defense, which I totally recommend, just because it's just really, really awesome, just be aware of that. I mean, that's like barely 2 pounds. I think it's gorgeous, but, you know, keep that finger off the stinking trigger, because if this is cocked ready to go, I mean, you sneeze, that's going to go. So just be aware of that. So there is a little learning curve there. But with your tack rail underneath, you got your tack rail on top, man, what a beautiful piece of work. So as far as home defense goes, what kind of grade would you give that?
That's great. I think that'd be awesome for home defense, because if it's just basically just a rip and roar, something you don't got to worry about safeties on, something you don't got to worry about is the magazine in it, it's ready to go. Yep. It's awesome. I'd definitely give it in that A minus range, and it's an awesome little gun.
This thing, the way this grip is, just feels really comfortable. And I got to admit, it does feel a little top heavy, obviously, with all the extra gear on there. And so it feels like my hand should be up a little higher like this, but it's still super comfortable. Something that you get used to, just be beautiful. So yeah, that right there is something I would totally have sitting in a strategic location for home defense. And I would just love to see these people that think movies are realistic counting the rounds. 6. Oops, 2 more. Awesome. Rock and roll. Good stuff. So there you go. Another sweet thing to throw in your collection. And it does have its purpose. And so use it for that. Awesome.